Hello everyone, thank you for Jeet Kune Physiology More. And this week's subject, I decided to go a little more in-depth on endurance. Now I've talked about muscular endurance, the ability to basically doing push-ups and other bodyweight exercises, increasing the ability to endure the muscles over periods of time using different exercises. However, and I've also talked about cardiovascular and running. However, I'm actually going to delve a little bit in more depth with endurance, and specifically not just endurance, but something I call Stami-Durance, also known in boxing as tenacity. What that basically means is you are able to have the ability to push yourself hard for a long period of time. That means high intensity for higher levels, not just, high intensity for short durations. I call it Stami-Durance. Some people call it tenacity. It's the same difference. But I like the word Stami-Durance a lot better because it technically is a combination of stamina and endurance. And honestly, it takes a hell of a lot to get there. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot, and I mean a lot of mind control to get to that point to where you feel not only confident in what you do in your Stami-Durance or whatnot, but also it takes a lot to get to that point and work up to it. It takes a lot of hard work, and not just hard work, not just the mentality itself or whatnot. It also is going to take some time. Okay, maybe getting up a little bit earlier, maybe working on it a little bit more later in the day. Number one, there's actually many things you can do throughout the day to increase your overall endurance, to increase your overall stamina, and to increase your overall Stami-Durance. Sorry. Okay, so what is endurance? Endurance is the ability to go at a specific level, usually at a constant level for a long period of time, such as running. Okay, so if you're used to running 3, 4, 5 miles, a few times a week, maybe almost every day, okay, you building endurance would be more like running 7, 8, 10, 12, 16 miles. Okay, so that's basically endurance. Now, this running is not the only kind of endurance. There's also, for people who do cross training or, CrossFit, things like that, they actually also are going to benefit from endurance, and their type of activities are also endurance related. One good way to get overall body endurance that is actually very simple, you can do at home, is circuit training. Okay, so circuit training is doing a specific exercise over a light to medium weight or resistance over a given period of time, so like 45 seconds to a minute. So for instance, you do push-ups for 45 seconds. You do bodyweight squats for 45 seconds. You do some curls for 45 seconds. You do some pull-ups for 45 seconds. That is circuit training. Okay, now if you increase the intensity, group your exercises into group your exercises into smaller groups of 2 or 3, then it's more called active recovery, because not only do you increase the intensity, but you're not doing it for a period of time. You're basically just switching from one exercise to the next after doing specific repetitions. If you want to look more in depth to this difference between circuit training and active recovery, just look it up, honestly. And if you want to know more in depth as far as my mindset on, just ask me. Okay. So, how do we build this endurance, or the Stami-Durance, okay? So, I'm going to touch base, like I said, on endurance. We're going to talk endurance for part of it, and then we're going to talk Stami-Durance for the other part of it. Just today, like I always, it's always just pretty much an introduction. But as far as endurance, start now. Even if you're not really running a lot and you're trying to get up there, walk, ride a bike, ride a bicycle, exercise bike, whatever it may be. Walking and an exercise bike or a bicycle in general are the best ways to build endurance when you're starting out, especially if you not have a lot of confidence, because they're easy to do. Pretty much most people in the world can walk. Most people in the world can ride a bicycle. And if you're not in that category, there are many other things you can do. So let's get this motivated, believe in yourself, believe you can do it, and believe that you deserve it. Let's get out there. Let's go. Smash, punch, kick that like button. Just don't break it. Let's get out there and do something. Let's go.